You mentioned that this partnership has gone way back before what we're seeing now, this AI boom. Did you foresee this explosive growth was going to happen, or did it exceed your expectations? What surprised you the most?
It's around just within 1 year, everything coming out. So I do believe this is really not a spotlight. It's a flash. No, it's actually, it's going to maintain. And you'll see it's going keeping stronger and stronger, for the foreseeing, upcoming years.
How much is QCT's revenue related to AI now? And how do you see that percentage of growth trend in the next few years?
For the second half of this year, I think our shares of GPU, among my division, that will be somewhere around maybe 65% from the revenue point of view. And I'm expecting next year, the share will coming up very soon because of this second half, due to the shortage of GPUs, because TSMC's capacity constraint and also the packaging, CoWoS constraint. So I think that we have a very much limited supply. But next year, I think NVIDIA will solve everything. If you're talking about the only just the GPU, I think that will be a couple of times of growth.
How many times? Can you put a number on it?
That's very, at least twice or triple the demand. Yeah.
Wow. Are you getting more visibility on supply now?
This is actually very difficult to predict. But basically, what I can see is the demand is quite strong. And the supply chain is actually not only just for the GPUs, but also, frankly speaking, like a power supply, PCB, and also like the thermal module, chases, actually all kinds of supply chain. I think they're eagerly to increase the capacity and the production. So I believe everybody actually work on the same direction. And hopefully next year will be better.
Geopolitics is a big part of that as well. How do you see that, the tensions between US and China impacting how QCT manages your supply chains?
We always have an expansion plan because we also try to de-risk our investment. So for example, like we have big operation base in Shanghai, and we also have the big operation base here in Taiwan. And 2 years ago, we also start working on the Thailand factories.
Do you think it's possible for supply chains to shift largely away from China? And is there any sort of alternative to a market like China?
Frankly speaking, I still believe China is the biggest market. So moving outside of China may be one thing, but the other thing is China economy anyway will be back. So I do believe people will still focusing on both. Yeah, once in China, once maybe the rest of the other world.